45 degrees, just past 8:30, December 27th, getting into the coldest time of the year, climatologically speaking, but meteorologically speaking, it's tedious. This is day 4 of I don't know how many days of a thaw we're going to have. The temperature staying above freezing again last night, although it did get kind of chilly this morning, and once again we had an inversion down near the ground with instability up in the sky. And we had radiation fog again this morning. I've never seen so many 37 over 37. That's what we call it when the temperature is 37 and the dew point is 37. Falmouth, Massachusetts, so Cape Cod, Newport, Vermont, Portland, Maine, countless. Look at all the 37 over 37s. That's a saturation situation where the temperature and the dew point are the same. And I call it radiation fog because last night we did have a mostly clear sky for a while and we radiated, and that cooled the temperature to the dew point in the 30s. So it was kind of chilly, but not a freeze. So that's a sign of stability. Instability in the atmosphere aloft, creating these just wonderful textures in the sky. I heard it was a really nice sunset. I was admiring on Twitter from all our Twitter friends, Joe Kidston and Finn, down on the beach this morning catching some red sky, and also the fog bank offshore. All right, so that's called radiation fog, but there's just something else called advection fog. As a front comes toward you, the whole fog bank comes along with it, and that's going to come at us from the south and down from the sky and the top down. That's just a weather system, a lower pressure and a warm front, actually several fronts. Shall we discuss occluded fronts? Do you know what an occlusion is? Here's what it looks like on the vapor loop, Stu Ostro from the Weather Channel, showing us that major occluded storm system, meaning stalled out and cut off aloft, over the middle of the nation that ended up dropping about 10 to 15 inches of snow in parts of western South Dakota and Colorado. So that bullseye we showed eastern South Dakota a few days ago did not verify. So someone else is getting their snow forecasts wrong besides us. Anyhow, an occluded front, it shows up as purple, and it stretches this morning from Lake Huron, across Lake Superior, down across Minnesota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, clipping northern Arkansas into Missouri, where that old low-pressure system is. What is an occluded front? Well, a cold front comes down from the north and then goes to the south. A warm front comes from the south and then goes to the north. And when a warm front wraps all the way around to the west side of the storm, and the cold front wraps all the way around to the east side of the storm, and they catch up with one another, then it's called an occluded front. So the storm has effectively mixed all the cold from the north and warm from the south together like a big blender in the sky. And so now that upper level low is stalled out over the middle of the nation, and it has pumped so much warm air up here into New England and much of the East Coast that we are now looking at a couple of days of rain. So we're changing it from morning fog to some sunshine to now off and on showers. And the green is the rain. There's no snow to be seen here anywhere in the Northeast. Showers are coming in off and on, heaviest tonight and tomorrow. There is going to be a low pressure system near the south coast of New England tomorrow, which usually means snow, but the pattern is so overwhelmed with warmth that it's going to be rain and wind from the northeast. And the water temperature out there, upper 40s, so the air temperature will be in the upper 40s. Can you get enough of this cloud? I can't get enough of the cloud. Waves up in the sky. Very little wind again this morning. You have to go up. Here's the velocity azimuth display up in the sky over Boston. No detection down low. But you have to go up to about 10 or 15,000 feet to find even 20 to 30 mile an hour winds from the southwest and west. That's the weather way up in the sky. And down near the ground, very little wind. So it makes it really easy to make these videos, although when I zoom out, is it changing the audio again? Like watching the ferries go by. Really fun time lapse with the sky. Even the summit of Mount Washington this morning has hit 32. So the thaw has reached our tallest mountain. And how long is this thaw going to last? Every time I come out here, it looks like it's a day later than I said the previous day. So even just writing the J blog yesterday calling for rain to change to snow around mid-morning Friday, it now looks more like Friday night into Saturday. There are so many graphics I queued up this morning to illustrate what's going on. I think what I'm going to show is the huge picture. There's a major storm coming into the West Coast, or is it coming into the West Coast? Look at all the warnings out of the Medford, Oregon Weather Service this morning. High wind, high surf, winter, freezing spray. So much going on. Anyhow, there's that storm on the satellite imagery. It stretches from just south of Alaska to halfway between California and Hawaii. All right, so that's the storm. Now watch what it does here on the very big picture. It moves north into northwestern Canada and then fades kinda. A little piece breaks off across the southern stream, but what that does in that track is it pushes more warm air across most of the lower 48. Now, if we keep this going, there is a separate stream that's going to bring a colder front down into New England here Saturday. And so it is going to turn much colder here in the Northeast, but much of the nation's still going to be very warm. And we are going to be cold enough that if there's any precipitation around, it could be in the form of snow. So now let's go to the lower 48 and put this in motion. There's our low, back down to deepening sub 1,000 millibar. So there's our wind for tomorrow, but there's just very little cold air. It looks like northern Maine gets some snow. And then it starts getting colder, but the precipitation shuts off. Eastern Maine may get a decent amount of snow, east of most of our resorts. I guess the best news is it's not getting wicked cold here. It's just getting pretty cold. So hopefully it's not going to turn blue ice on us underneath our feet trying to ski. It is going to be windy, but it doesn't look as windy and cold as I was thinking a few days ago. So maybe wind hold is not an issue on Sunday into Monday. And keep it going next week. That southern storm is so far south now that we were been talking about. It's near the Gulf of Mexico. And as we were thinking, it does try and come north. And then day 10, out 240 hours. What's that? A week from Thursday, Friday? So we're looking at way out there, a 999 low south of New England, and a 997 in central Canada. Very cold air in central Canada, but it's bottled up. So there's really no winter storm action to speak of as we close out 2023 and go into 2024. It will be fairly wintry this weekend, but the grass is going to remain green down here. I mean, there's still a chance it snows a little bit in some spots on Saturday. The models certainly have been waffling. Waffling, that means going back and forth. Back and forth. Steve looks like he's a little wound up. You want me to free you, Steve? You're all wound up here. Let's get you going. Come on. All right. Oh, shoot. Sorry. There it goes. There, now you're free. Walking the cat. Not too many other weather sites where you walk your cat and give you a forecast. T-Rex, what are you doing? You're tied up around Steve's post here. Come on over here, T-Rex. You come. Come on. Come on. He wants to go inside. He's all set. Anyhow, yesterday we admired the sky. A fun time lapse yesterday of the fog burning off and turning into another glorious afternoon with a temperature in the mid-50s. Glorious if you really don't like winter weather and want to save on your heating bill. And then the fog tried to come in again last night, but around here it kind of burned off. Matt Douglas this morning, back to this morning, had the undercast again at Blue Hill. And he says 2 days in a row. It's very unusual. Sometimes you go a year without an undercast. It's only 635 feet, he says. Anyhow, the weather stick is pointed down. It's just sad around here. So a couple days off and on rain. Temperatures are in the 40s for the most part. 50s if you get some sunshine. There will be some sunshine. Am I starting over? What I was going to say is we're getting to 10 minutes now in this video, and more from yesterday. The birds were like wacky. They were flying in all different directions. Last week we had the starlings all in sync, but yesterday mostly robins kind of flying around. And you know what happens to those old choke cherries on the trees? They get fermented. I think the robins were having a party, like a happy hour yesterday. So I'll leave you with the sights and sounds of birds and beautiful sunset yesterday. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Admiring the beauty. That's all we can do. Close this door. Hard to do. So the birds are acting really weird today. You know, the other day we had all the starlings. They were all flying around in sync. Well, today they're all flying around in different directions. It's like they're confused. Sort of like we are about the weather. Warmer now than it was coming out of Thanksgiving into December. We've got the sweaty road again. But the temperature's in the 50s, so there's no ice around here. And the fog took forever to clear out, but it's gone now. Another gorgeous, now Tuesday, December 26th. Let's go look closer at the birds, T-Rex, see what they're up to. Now Rex, he knows I love the birds. So sometimes he tries to chase birds even though they're flying. I don't think Rex understands that he can't fly. I always used to think I could fly when I was a little kid too. Well, robins and starlings from what I can see so far. Making a lot of noise today, aren't they? Oh, they just got quiet when they heard me. Where are they going? You scared them away, darn. Up here, Rex. Hard to make videos when people are coming. I'll put it away for a second. Nice contrail. Can't tell if they're all robins or not. I think they are all robins. You know what? They could be partying. They could be drinking fermented berries. Just having a blast. Just partying. I think that's what they're doing. It's a flash mob of robins. Hi, see up there? Oh, look at these nice old cars. Pretty. Charlie knows how to get it done. Somebody cutting stone. That fog bank did not completely go away. There it is out over Hull. This morning, I heard planes were being diverted from Boston, Massachusetts to Burlington, Vermont because Logan Airport was so socked in. That's Logan Airport right there. That's the tower. Ah. Okay, we're gonna go into the fog now and find some seabirds. Next stop for sunset. That's the full moon. It's called the full cold moon. Not making it to Hull in time for sunset. But I hope this will do. Beautiful sky waves and colors and texture. Very low tide at dinner time when it's a full moon. High tide coming up at midnight, and again tomorrow at lunchtime. That's our and more for today. Beautiful. Thought there was a slight chance of beating the fog to Hull, but it's hard to do that. The moon is right up there. See? No, you don't. All right, talk to you.